Hello everybody, it's Mr. Wolfie. I am here to talk about the new map Edge that came out with Season 7 of the Master Chief Collection. The map layout is pretty standard with basic weapon spawns, nothing too elaborate, nothing too fancy. As I'll show you soon, there's a lot of kill barriers and walls that are invisible that block you from getting into secret areas or anything, at least any that I could find. There may be ways to break out of the map, I don't know yet. The best thing to do though is to just show you everything, so let's go ahead and do that. So first things first, there's a very clearly defined red and blue side of the map. When you spawn, if you go straight ahead, then there is a sentinel beam. Now, sentinel beam is not necessarily a power weapon, but it's definitely something you might want to control. It respawns every 3 minutes, so you know that's worth looking at. Inside the base, there's a BR and a silenced SMG. And really, as far as non-power weapons, there isn't much on the map. There's a couple plasma pistols, a couple of magnums, and then a few BRs. Out on one side of the map, there is a rocket launcher with one magazine that spawns every 3 minutes. There are only two equipment on the entire map. One side, the rocket launcher side, has a power drain that respawns every 90 seconds. On the other side of the map, which has an overshield, there is a bubble shield as well that respawns every 90 seconds. Both bases have another route you can take in which you take a grav lift up to another layer of the map. There's a lot of invisible barriers here, so it's pretty much impossible to break out of the map, but there's a shotgun and a sniper where you land. The sniper and the shotgun both respawn every 3 minutes and have 2 spare magazines apiece. So at the beginning of each team game, you can actually get quite a bit of power weapons. You have an easy access to a sniper and a shotgun, and close access to a sentinel beam. The main fighting will be to control the rocket launcher on one side of the map, the overshield on the other, and the equipments. Although the equipments aren't really a power weapon, they are very powerful in the context of this particular map. There's not actually a power weapon or a power-up in any capacity in middle, and I think that's a map flaw, honestly. It's a good place to place something because with nothing there, there's really no reason to cut through the middle of the map. It just sort of ends up being a dead zone that maybe, you know, I would consider it a no man's land of sorts. If you go across it, you're going to be in the middle of a fight. You're probably going to die. I just don't see it being a power position or anywhere worth going at all. Contrast that to the other side of the map where you have a 3-minute respawning overshield. And every 3 minutes of game time, including the beginning of the game, is going to be a constant fight for who controls that overshield and in that part of the map. I do have to say that the map is very, very good looking. The main core components of the map are a Forerunner type facility. It kind of reminds me of Halo 4 structures really more than anything. But there are a lot of good visuals if you look off in the distance. Of course you can't go very far off in the distance or you explode, but you get my drift. The map makes good use of colors to define which side of the map is which. There's a clear blue side and a clear red side. Even when you're at rocket launcher spawn, you can see the pillars on the left indicate blue and the pillars on the right indicate red. That entire side of the map is split that way. That way, maybe you won't get lost as often. I did find one interesting spot you can jump to. Just outside of the sentinel beam spawns, there's a little tiny lip that hangs off the edge of the map. Now, if you go any lower, you explode. But you could jump to this spot right here to ambush somebody. Pull a bit of a sneaky beaky on them. So, major criticisms of the map. I really think there should be something in top mid. It's crying out for something to be there. I know it's kind of overcommon maybe. It's like on every map there seems to be something like that. But why not maybe a hammer or a sword or something that people would be interested in fighting over? Honestly, it would have been a good spot for rockets, but rockets are kind of nice where they are, so I don't want to change that too much. And as far as other changes, you know, I thought about it, and there's really not many Covenant weapons on the map. I think the plasma pistol is the only one I could find, so maybe switch the snipers for beam rifles. The beam rifle is not on the map enough, if you ask me. I never see beam rifles except in like 2 or 3 maps in the whole game. For years, we've had the sniper with not enough beam rifles, in my opinion. So why not just slip some in? And I know that that's really just a nitpick. Honestly, the weapon layout is fine. There's nothing wrong with the map. There's nothing wrong with the way the map looks at all. Like, I'm very content with it. I don't have any problems. It didn't seem to have any frame rate issues like the last map did at first. I think they fixed that, though, in this latest update. So here's hoping that that works out. Anyway, guys, I'm glad you came. I hope I was able to teach you a little something about the map. There's not really that much to learn. It's kind of a bare bones map. It's real simple, real easy to understand. Nothing too complicated. Watch your weapon timers. Watch your weapon spawns. Have fun. Don't take the game too serious. Peace out. Love you guys. This is Mr. Wolfie.